moment it happened, as I have for all those in my life whom I've loved when they have passed over. Tears fill my eyes, and I turn my head to the nightstand by my bed to study the one photograph I have of him, a cherubic 2-year-old sitting smiling on my knee. It was given to me by my friend, Indira, along with his death certificate, a few weeks after I'd been informed of my son's death. A lifetime ago, I think. The truth is, my son is now an old man too. He will celebrate his 81st birthday in October of this year. But even with my powers of imagination, it's impossible for me to see him as such. I turn my head determinedly away from my son's image, knowing that today I deserve to enjoy the celebration my family has planned for me. But somehow, on all these occasions, when I see my other child and her children and her children's children, the absence of my son only feeds the pain in my heart, reminding me he has always been missing. Of course, they believe, and always have, that my son died 78 years ago. Margie, see, you even have his death certificate. Leave him to rest. My daughter, Munna, would say with a sigh. Enjoy the family you have living. After all these years, I understand Munna becomes frustrated with me, and she is, of course, right to. She wants to be enough, just her alone. But a lost child is something that can never be replaced in a mother's heart. And for today, my daughter will have her way. I will sit in my chair and enjoy watching the dynasty I have spawned. I won't bore them with my stories of India's history. When they arrive in their fast western jeeps, with their children playing on their battery-operated gadgets, I will not remind them how Indira and I climbed the steep hills around Darjeeling on horseback, that electricity and running water in any home were once rare, or of my voracious reading of any tattered book I could get my hands on. The young are irritated by stories of the past. They wish to live only in the present, just as I did when I was their age. I can imagine that most of my family are not looking forward to flying halfway across India to visit their great-grandmother on her 100th birthday. But perhaps I'm being hard on them. I've thought a great deal in the past few years about why the young seem to be uncomfortable when they're with the old. They could learn so many things they need to know from us. And I've decided that their discomfort stems from the fact that, in our fragile physical presence, they become aware of what the future holds for them. They can only see, in their full glow of strength and beauty, how eventually they will be diminished one day too. They don't know what they will gain. How can they begin to see inside us? Understand how their souls will grow, their impetuousness be tamed, and their selfish thoughts be dimmed by the experiences of so many years. But I accept that this is nature, in all its glorious complexity. I have ceased to question it. When Kiva knocks at the door for a second time, I admit her. As she talks at me in fast Hindi, I sip my tea and run over the names of my 4 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. At 100 years old, one wants to at least prove that one's mind is still in full working order. The 4 grandchildren my daughter gave me have each gone on to become successful and loving parents themselves. They flourished in the new world that independence from the British brought to India.